Moments ago, the Justice Department moved to drop the criminal charges against the former Olympian accused of vandalizing the reflecting pool on the National Mall. Prosecutors admitted the $14 million installation was rushed and flawed.
I am so outraged over this. I am outraged because the Department of Justice, Jeanine Pirro, arrested an innocent man. I am outraged because I was on social media arguing for the innocence of this man. And here's why I am mostly outraged. Because there was no way ever that this man could have committed this crime, and it was so obvious. And common sense told everybody that there was no way he could have done this. But the bias in this country is so strong that people just wanted to fight back. Because if Trump said he was guilty, he had to be guilty. And that's where I want to go with this, because this has got to stop. President Trump made a mistake. He made a mistake. And this was all on him. Whatever was wrong with that stupid reflecting pool, I don't know. But it was his fault. And instead of just owning it like he should have owned it, he had an innocent man arrested for a felony which could have wrecked his life. And then Jeanine Pirro, you did a press conference trying to destroy this man's life. Oh my gosh. You should be fired right now. And then you went and did a document trying to blame other people, which, as a former federal employee, that just frosts my ass, I got to tell you what. In America, every single person who just blindly followed that, you need to do an in-depth look at yourself. Because logically, there was no way that these charges could have ever been true. And I kept saying that on social media, and people just kept calling me a libtard and all that other stuff, and I get it. I get it. Because why would they ever arrest an innocent man? Well, now we know, right? Because no one wants to admit when they're wrong in this country. No one ever wants to admit when they're wrong. And so it's a whole lot easier to arrest somebody who's powerless and ruin their life, right? I mean, that's a whole lot easier. Because that's what we do, right? Nowadays, that's what we do. We arrest innocent people. And we charge them with a felony where they can go away for 10 years. And now the problem's solved. Because that's where we're at in our politics. Instead of everybody standing up and demanding that the people that were actually responsible for it take responsibility and just own it. Because it would have cost Trump nothing to own it. It would have cost Jeanine Pirro nothing to own it. Literally would have cost them nothing to own it. It's literally costing them nothing to own it. Nothing. I want you to think about that. Think about that. For them to own it, it's cost them nothing. But they're willing to ruin this man's life for it. Think about that. Because the only difference between him and me is that I wasn't at the reflecting pool that day. Because I would have picked up a piece of that pool if I saw it floating there. I would have looked at it, because that's me. I'm that nosy. I would have said, hey, what's that floating in the water? I would have leaned over, I would have picked it up, and I would have been, bam, charged with a felony. And all of you people on the internet that are just blindly follow them would have said, yeah, crucify her, send her to jail. She deserves it, libtard. What's wrong with you? Think about that. Trump would not have suffered anything by just saying he made a mistake. Jeanine Pirro would have suffered nothing. She said she made a mistake. But this guy, his life would have been ruined. And no one in that administration gave a rat's ass. Think about that. The next time you blindly support them doing this to people.